Hey guys, today I'm in Rantoul, Illinois at the Half Century Progress Show, and we're just checking everything out. So every day they do field demonstrations where they use the old tractors and old equipment and they harvest the fields around the runway. They do that twice a day. This is a lot.
I don't know if these golf carts are made for off-road.
They are today. Check this out. 2 Farmall M's tied together. I guess you get twice the power. So this here reminds me of an old machine shop. You got the engine here that runs a pulley, and then every machine runs off of that pulley. It's running all these machines, and it looks like they're actually making like coins or medallions. And here's what it looks like when it's done. You got magnets, and you got keychains. So if you're interested in old tractors and equipment, this is the place to be. Here is an Allis Chalmers D17. Year newer than my tractor. But this thing looks fabulous compared to my tractor. And there's quite a few bit more here in a row to look at. So this old tractor is an Allis Chalmers. This may be the oldest Allis Chalmers here. I'm not for sure. This is a United is the type of this is. Hand crank, 1929. Old little tractor. Looks like you have to get in the seat from the back on the way this one is. But definitely a unique Allis Chalmers. Never seen one that looked like this before. So this is a Ford 1959 971, and this has got a 1-arm loader on it. I thought this looked unique. It's got one beefy loader arm on the side right here, and then it comes down. It's got probably about I'd say that's probably about a 3.5 foot wide bucket right there. Very unique looking tractor. So here's a beautiful Oliver tractor. This is a Oliver 70 row crop. Beautiful condition. Good looking tractor. I will say I like this old Farmall, especially like this old gray paint job they used to put on these. I think that's a pretty cool looking tractor. So this here is a Minneapolis Moline 2-row corn picker, and this is a dedicated corn picker. You climb this little ladder up to the side. This is where the driver would operate the corn picker, and you can see the corn would go through the conveyor belt here and then back to where it would drop in a wagon that it was pulling behind it. Definitely a unique machine here. I like the little 1-wheel tricycle on the back. So here's a McCormick Farmall B with Cultivision. And you can see it has the cultivator that's mounted on the tractor. It's got a set of cultivators here at the front. And then it's got another set of cultivators attached to the back of the tractor. So besides having about 20,000 tractors here, I think there's about 50,000 golf carts. And they're running around anywhere they want to go on the old airport runway. And it feels like bumper carts, except you don't want to bump. I mean, it just seems chaotic as could be driving all these golf carts around. So today at the farm show, it is what, like 110 degrees heat index. It is extremely hot. Rebecca is here with me today, and this is her brother Jason. And we don't know how long we're gonna make it today. I don't think we're gonna make it as long as Pete. Pete's gonna do this for like 3 days in a row. I think one is definitely enough for us. Yep. We've met quite a few people today, seen quite a few things, but I don't think we're gonna make it all day. It's pretty hot out here.
It has been a long time coming that Evan and I have kind of known each other online for years and years. I started watching Country View Acres before it was called Country View Acres, and you guys were living in a camper and you had hay bales around the bottom. It was the middle of winter, and
Trying to keep everything from freezing, because it was, yeah, don't live in a camper in the winter. Yeah. So,
but the struggle was interesting. That's what
yes,
I enjoyed.
it was. That was back when we were Small Town 442. Yeah, that's been a long time ago.
Yeah, so we finally get to meet we corresponded like in comment sections, and it's great to meet you finally.
Yeah, finally.
I was hoping, I said we were coming out to Illinois, and I knew you lived someplace in Illinois. I thought it was down south or so.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you emailed me and said, hey, that was nice.
Yeah,
Great
I finally reached out to him. I had to find your email, which was kind of difficult, but I finally, like a few days before, I reached out to you. And I'm glad I did, because I think he saved me when we got here, because I did not realize what I was getting into. There's so many golf carts. You don't want to walk. What do you think this is? 4 square miles of tractors, or 2 square miles?
Gosh.
Oh my.
The acre, yeah. I mean, it's an Air Force base, so with 2 mile-long runways that cross, so it's at least a mile, and then there's fields on all sides. You can't walk it, especially it was 100 degrees yesterday.
Yeah, so he warned me. He said that they got a golf cart. He actually offered to pick us up, but he warned us, so we ended up renting a golf cart, and I'm glad we did, because there's no way Rebecca would have lasted this long. For sure. She hates the heat. She would have had us going home 2 hours ago. So, yeah, I think Pete saved me today.
It's great to meet you, Evan.
Yeah, it's good meeting you.
It's been a long time coming.
So he's one of the YouTube channels that I personally always watch every one of their videos and keep up with. I learn a lot from Pete, especially with the old tractors. He does do a Farmall.
Yep.
I have Allis Chalmers. It's not the same, but that's the same fundamentals.
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely. Yep.
So I've learned a lot from watching your
Evan.
channel.
Yeah.
So,
and I always enjoy watching your channel. Have for a long time.
yeah, if you want to learn how to do something wrong, this or if you want to see somebody make mistakes, that's my channel.
But so many things are right. You can either focus on the mistakes or what's going right.
That's true.
That one mistake in a video, there was 999 things that went right.
He's right. I probably should focus more on the things I do right than the things I do wrong. But it keeps it interesting, I guess.
It does. It does keep it
Yeah.
interesting. So when are you coming to New York?
Well, I don't know if we have any plans, but I guarantee if I ever went to New York, I'd be going to the Ithaca Farmers Market, and I'd be trying to find him.
Not an advertisement or anything.
Every Saturday, Ithaca's Farmers Market.
9 to 3, cash is preferred.
Fresh chicken, butchered yesterday.
And you got to come up and visit sometime. It's beautiful country where we live. It's
Yep.
not as flat as this. It's more like...
Yeah, this is the flat part of Illinois. You're on the
It
prairie.
is.
It's slightly hillier where we're at, and then the more south you get, it does get a little bit more interesting. But this is flat, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. When we started coming into Indiana, we started noticing Corn. Corn.
Corn.
Corn. Corn. We grow a lot of corn where we live, especially the big dairies, because they chop it and they put it in a bunk silo. It doesn't go for dry corn or grain or anything like that. They'll chop it for silage. But nothing like the size of the fields out here, where it's just
Up here, it's
horizon.
crazy, isn't it? It's like you can see for miles and miles.
Yeah.
Nothing but flat corn and soybeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that where we live, there's a little bit more hills and trees, and it's not at least as flat as up here. So.
Yep. Should I tell the viewers the big news, or do you want to tell them?
I guess he better tell.
We figured out how to fix the pond. Only a few minutes discussion, easy, right?
Yeah, like practically
Yeah.
fixed.
So next video, the pond's going to be just as crystal clear. You'll be able to see right down the bottom all the fish swimming in there. And we figured out how to do it with no cost and no chemicals.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, keep waiting for that video. it'll arrive one day.
That's all I got.
That's it. So after we met up with Pete, we must have had a camera malfunction because we have zero audio the rest of the day, which is too bad because a lot of people left and went home. A lot of people went over to the tractor pulls, and it was really less busy. It was really easy to get around and to see all the antique tractors at the end of the day. And all of that footage ends up not being any good because I didn't end up having any audio with it. So while we were at the show, we did meet several people that watch the channel. And there was a short period of time where I left Rebecca to go look at some tractors and do some filming. I was gone like 20, 25 minutes. And while I was gone, she ran in to several people that watch the channel. And I think she tried calling me, but I didn't hear my phone with all the noise. And she got to visit with those people, but I didn't. And then there was probably some other people we just didn't run into at the show. So if we didn't end up crossing paths or running into each other, I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize the show was going to be as big as it was. I mean, this thing was huge, huge show. So next time, if we do something like this again, we may set up like a time where we'll hang out somewhere where we can meet up with people and talk to people that watch the channel. But probably the biggest disappointment is there was a little boy named Drew who watches the channel, loves Allis Chalmers tractors, and Rebecca got to meet him, but I didn't. And we went around and we looked and we looked and we looked, and we never did find him later that day. We did look for you so that we could talk, but yeah, he's like a big fan of the channel, likes watching the old Allis Chalmers videos. But as for the Allis Chalmers tractor, we will be working on it again. I get questions probably about every video or every few videos, like when am I going to work on the tractor? It is kind of like a side project, so it's going to be a winter project again, and it is going to have to get finished this winter, at least the back half. Get the back half put together where we have it running again and we can use it. So I'll probably start working on the D17 here in a couple months. Once we get less animals and there's less chores to do and it's cold outside and it's nice to be in here in the workshop, we'll go back to work on the Allis Chalmers, and we'll definitely get it running this winter. As for the show, the highlight of my day was for sure getting to meet Pete at Just a Few Acres Farm. I know most of you guys watch his channel. I've been watching him for 3 years now, and it was good to be able to finally actually meet and talk for a while and kind of get to visit. So that was really the highlight of the day for sure. But I think that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.